Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I low key do want like some background. So yes, I hope I don't get copyrighted. Would I get copyrighted for this? Like, would I get copyrighted for like a different audio, or like would it be like a normal video or like an audio? You know, but whatever. Anyways, um, yeah, I'm watching Fat. I'm watching Fett teaches Bolo Chinese while playing ranked. It was 9 days ago, but I was watching it earlier today. I'm an hour, I'm an hour and 24 into it. It was 4 hours total, but I probably won't watch all of it because it's like 2:24 for me, and I'm trying to make two videos in one night. So I'm not gonna really like touch on like I'm gonna probably touch on the video, but like not really talk about it as much. I'm just gonna like bicker about different things and then probably jump on the video. But I would say this. I'm not gonna lie. I would say it. I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it again. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna make another video on Stockholm. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I keep saying that, like Brody, bro. Like my first time actually watching Pro League was when I heard about Unwanted. That was with Dream, and I think it was two other people I know of. But Dream is the number one person that I remember. Absolutely Dream. But yeah, it was Unwanted, and then all of a sudden, I didn't really look into like the Pro League at all because come to find out, Unwanted wasn't even an actual team. It was a team that was just for that time being. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward G2, and then G2 played Fair. I cannot say their name right. I don't know why, but I'm gonna call it Brazil. G2 versus Brazil. So I was like, what? But my point is that was the longest. I mean, no, that was the shortest game I ever watched of Pro League. I'm not gonna lie, cause when I hear Pro League, I hear like long hours. I hear like people like going back to back, back to back, back to back. But then again, it's so unpredictable. But then again, it's predictable because you would predict the predictable based on the good players, and then the unpredictable you would base it on like both teams on like how they're good or bad between maps and sites and like site setups and like operators and like all that good stuff. But bro, that was the shortest. That was the shortest like live I ever seen, and I say live too because I was watching Fett too. I think he was only streaming for like 4 hours, but like minus the 4 hours, at most like the 2 hours was like the actual game, maybe 1 hour max. But yeah, like that was the shortest game I ever saw. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, but really nigga. But like yeah, I'm finna I'm finna make another video on that part two. Like I don't want to get too deep into it on this VOD because it's not meant for this. But yeah, I just wanted to say that it was really good. And my bad if I sound low. I don't know why. It's like I just need background so I can like actually talk. Like the quietness, like scared. Never mind. I don't give a fuck anymore. But yeah, it's just yeah. I think that's about it. But yeah. Okay, Jumping into the video. That was a tongue twister. Blah, 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 blah. Jumping into the VOD. You're gonna ban. I wrote it down, but I don't want to go to my book because it's right next to me. I should remember. You're going to ban Brava, Nook, and Brava, Nook, and I don't want to look at it. Fuck. Brava, Nook, and bro, I know it's in my head. Oh, bro, whatever. It makes no sense, bro. Like, it's literally the obvious. You're gonna ban Ace. So, Brava, Nook, and Ace. So, when you ban Brava, Nook, and Ace, it would be a better chance to play the game how you want to. And I'm gonna explain why you should ban each operator. Ace, especially for waiting room, if they can't take up like um the workshop, they're gonna most likely get waiting room, and then get the wall off site, and then bada bing bada boom, and then you have Nook being Nook because I have all these cameras going on. I got Maestro and Valkyrie, especially Valkyrie. So with her being her, Nook can just like zoom through that bitch and like not give a fuck about who's looking at her because you can't see her. And then of course Maestro is Maestro with cams, and then Nook is Nook with her ability, and then you have Bravo that she can hack cameras. You know, I was thinking IQ, but I was thinking much. If I ban IQ, it won't be nothing much, but just knowing they have these operators. You know what I'm saying? So IQ wasn't really like a big deal to me, but Bravo was because she can actually hack things, and like and it's it's controversial because I feel like sometimes with Bravo and IQ is like I know you have these operators, and then you can bring Bravo with IQ and then just keep pinging. You just keep pinging these. Sorry, you keep pinging these gadgets, and then you have Bravo run through and just scan and like hack all of them. But yeah, especially Bravo. So Bravo, Nook, Ace. Um, and before I even show mute, for mute, it's gonna be. I feel like I don't know. When I try to do site setups, I try to not to be the same, but I also try to be different in the way that I think about other operators besides the operators I'm banding. So, for example, well, yeah, basically an example. With mute and Legion are going to be a bit different. But if you don't want Valkyrie, because Valkyrie is the last operator, if you don't want Valkyrie, you can sub her out for mute or Legion. No, Maestro. Maestro has two subs. So, and I picked Maestro because I feel like most people won't want that multitask, and also people don't really pick him rather than ban him. So, if you don't want Maestro, you can use Mute and Legion. What was I gonna say for Mute? Oh, yeah, Mute. For Mute, he has a weird setup with his mute jammers. They're really not for drones in a way. They're for lions. So let's just say, like, you ban all the operators I said, but they still pick lion. In some way, somehow, they have the ability to still like ping you out or like make you move in a bad spot. When mute gets shown here, it's like a run through you can use with mute. So let's just say you get scanned or a scan is about to happen. You can use those two mute jammers to honestly not get scanned to rotate from workshop and into what you might call it, from workshop into bathroom. So like I said, when mute is shown, you will see what I'm talking about. I'm kind of going like ahead of time, like fast forwarding. But anyways, yeah, um, yeah, and also with Legion, he's going to be roaming upstairs, and once you see it, like you would, I feel like you would understand from my point of view, but maybe not. But yeah, and also yeah. I remember and Ying. I just remember Ying and Ying. Lion and Ying can really mute can counter Lion and Ying, obviously. But the point where it's like if you're coming from workshop through bathroom, and they try to Ying you out plus a Lion skin, those mute jammers can honestly disarm, not disarm, disable the Lion scan that you're about to get. And then versus I'm never playing an ad in my shit, bro. Fuck no. I'm not that logged into the video. But anyways, yeah, the mutes can pick up off the lions and honestly like, cover you. And then if Ying throws it just perfectly, the mute jammers can honestly pick it up and like disable them. But yeah, that's what I thought about mute. But then Legion, I don't know. For me, like I thought in my head it was good, and if I think it's good, I'm gonna put it in a video and like probably not probably is going to explain myself. But sorry, it's in my fucking eye. What the fuck? So yeah, with Legion, he's going to be roaming like by himself. Um, yeah, because I feel like with Legion, Legion is like the best operator when it comes to like playing off your legions, quote on Spoit. But why did I say that? Anyways, because team, I don't know why I'm so like, my brain is so like everywhere. Anyways, um, yeah, he had said that in some like video he made the other day. Like he was like going live or some shit like that. I think he was doing snipers only, Cali and Glass, a video he made the other day, and I watched it, and I guess that question came about in his stream. But anyways, yeah. But I was going to say, playing off your legions and also like putting them as you go. It's like you don't put your legions down as soon as you have some or when the round starts. Like keep, I think you have 9 in all, or like 8, I think, but just keep them, you know. And then when the round actually begins, and then while you're moving different places, like let's say you leave one area, you throw legions over there, and you come back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of like not just leaving them sit there for someone to walk into them, like get shot at, you know? So that's just how I thought about it. And then to really be real with myself, I honestly felt like with Kaid, I didn't want to pick Kaid because I felt like, yeah, hatches are very important, but then again, if they don't get hatch above bathroom, it is soft. So it's like either way, they're gonna probably like get like clear bathroom before anything. And then honestly, just looking at it from like a drone, what the fuck did I say? Looking at it from like a drone point of view, is like they're gonna want to clear certain spots before they push anything. And the really, I say second big spot they're gonna want to clear out is bathroom. The first big spot they will want to clear out is warehouse, because warehouse is that back push for bathroom. So, because if they clear bathroom, yeah, good shit. But then again, they have to clear out warehouse as well for the people who's trying to come in and out of that. But then again, it goes along with, okay, sure, they can honestly just, you know, look from bathroom, and then if they do rotate, you can get shot from bathroom upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get that from like, like from like from like a longer point of view, but like bare minimum is like, bro, they're gonna want to clear out warehouse first regardless, because that's the backbone for bathroom. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And it really it really stands out for like when people want to like roam, and especially 2 or more people. So it's like roaming is like a big thing in Siege for when high elo players know what they're doing and they set up site a certain way, so when they do roam they can come back to site or just watch site. Literally, I take a deep breath when I say this. I never knew like the ability, like cat get cafe. When you defend, what's that one site setup? When you defend reading and fireplace, like people go upstairs and like cocktail and like bar, and like they make rotations. My fault. They make feet holds on the bottom of like cocktail and like bar area, and then they castle off the freezer and like the whole top white, and then they castled off like the cigar area as well, if I'm not mistaken, because you know people trying to clear them out. And I'm like, why the hell would you have 3 people roaming upstairs just to have some people and not just be downstairs? But then again, me being me, I don't think like that in like a long term. I just think that is silly, but then again, it works a hell of a lot because people do actually fall for that. Because once again, you have to clear that out regardless. It's like, okay, you can just quote unquote ignore them. You can, but you still have to clear that out because that's the backbone of site. It's upstairs. So like trust me, I understand. I do like a long shot, but sometimes I hate thinking that. I don't like thinking that way because people can't really keep up with it with themselves, and then and then when I try to like think like that, people just act so stupid. And like then I get called stupid because, bro, why are you doing that? Why didn't you call, like, it's like it's like when you do something in advance, the bots think it's stupid. Then again, when you do something in advance with like bare minimum people, they don't know how to play it. So it's like I can never be right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's honestly how I thought about it. You know, but long story short, I do understand like the new like well it's not new but like the mindset of like an average great player. I won't say good because good can go a long way. I'm gonna say great because great is the right word. But like yeah, like a great player. So I do understand from that point of view now, like now I do, you know. But yeah. And then really getting into like the pro league and like siege, like I never really got into pro league. Like I said from the get go, unwanted was like the first team I actually looked into, and then found out it wasn't even a real team, and then fast forwarding G2, and then yeah. So if you would have asked me like what pros do I watch or like what like region, um, all honesty, I do try to keep up with Scars, and that's in Asia. So, Scars, I keep up with KN. Um, I keep up with G2, which is EU. Um, there's probably one more team I'm missing out on. I am G2 Scars. Um, I literally have a background of it on my main account. I think it is Scars. Scars G2 KN. Um, damn. I know I'm missing one. I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna probably put it in the video because I don't feel like trying to edit. That was like a dry talk. I'm not gonna go back and forth to edit that bitch out. So whatever. Yeah. Um, honestly, I do like watching pros play, but like I said from the jump, watching G2 in Brazil play, bro, that was the shortest game I ever watched. Like I'm thinking probably gonna be like hours and hours and hours, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna criticize bro's ads. Bro ran 6 ads twice, so it's like 1 through 6, and then like a few hours, then 1 to 6 again. So it didn't even feel like 12 ads. That shit felt like 2. That's how fast like the game was. It's like I didn't even, bro. Why did my hair keep going in my ear? Like I couldn't even like really like. It wasn't bad to process, but I couldn't even like. I'm not gonna lie, I was excited, but like I couldn't even like sit back and like analyze nothing because everything happened so fast and it was so quick. But I do understand like the pace of it, you know. So that's where I felt comfortable at because I knew like okay, what's going on? Okay, they're pushing, they're droning, they're waiting. I kind of understood like the site setups. Like for example, when G2 was playing games, arcade and pool. Um, they had, I think it was Wame or Rooney upstairs. Yeah, and it was crazy. I knew when Wame was fighting Capitayo, and I think Blackbeard, and made me mad. I knew he was gonna swing off that flash as soon as he was gonna throw that flash in the mirror and then drop hatch. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna swing this mirror and get him as soon as he throws the flashbang, and he did. So I was like, okay, I was kind of crazy. I like that. And then he drop hatch, and then with what's his name with Aruni. I forgot who Aruni was, and then Doki was fucking flanking. He got that kill off of Kabitayo, and then I knew that Aruni was gonna die because like the smokes felt too close, and then he did kind of miss his shots on the I think it was somebody, and then yeah, I figured like I felt it in my blood, but I think he did get the kill, but he got the refrag off of bro, and then Doki was flanking, got the Capitayo, and then stop him, got the Dokubi, and then they won. You know, like yeah, I get that. But the first round out, I kid you not. I was sitting there looking at this 1v1 when Stompton got that refract immediately in blue. I'm like, okay, he got this. And like, I'm wondering, like, fast forward, he got pinged like on the kill cam. Like, so Doc knew that he was upstairs. Did he even bother to like wall bang the floor or anything like that? Because there was a camera on him. Then on top of that, deep down in my soul, I knew Stompton was hearing him defusing, and like I knew he knew that he was gonna defuse. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, Stompton is just like me. Not to glaze myself and him or whatever how that seems, like just having a good headset or just having that like high IQ mentality. Like, okay, I know he's gonna go for this defuse and stick it and probably like get off of it as soon as I run. And then the way Stompton lured him into like games and killed him, I'm like, bro, like you fell for that shit, bro. Like, like Stompton knew that you was gonna do everything he intended for you to do, and you did it. So I was like, yeah, that was a W. That was a W. But yeah, overall, it was cool to watch. I'm not gonna lie, I did like that, but I don't want to spoil too much because I do want to put it in the other video. But like, yeah, it was cool to watch that. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, my bad if I sound like dry or like stale. It's just I don't know, bro. Just trying to get used to like the talk to the camera. Well, not the camera technically, because I'm not really recording myself. I'm recording my voice. So I'm trying to get used to this, content shit and actually talk and actually slow down and actually say my words correctly. So it's like, yeah, not being so like, worked up on my words and talking on my shit. Pause. Anyways, yeah, but yeah. Um, I hope this lesion, like, um, excuse me, I was gonna edit that out, but I'm not. But I hope this Legion gameplay honestly makes sense. So Legion is supposed to watch upstairs, like my point intended. He's supposed to watch upstairs, and I was debating on like how can I put this last OB blocker to watch mute on that side. Sorry, I don't know why whatever. Like yeah, to watch mute. So so like I thought it'd been a good help for only Legion to be upstairs. But if it's worth the try to have someone else upstairs, you can. But like I said from the jump, if you don't want Maestro, you can use mute or Legion. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with like using Maestro, but I feel like half of the time people can't multitask or like know how to pick fights or even know how to like actually how to separate themselves from the cameras and then actually the player there are themselves and then trying to like help their team out all in one, like you're trying to help yourself, help your team, and operate your cameras. That's three things you have to do all at once, So like it's very hard for Maestro, I mean. So I do get that. So yeah. Anything else? I don't know why I feel like saying this. Well, I only have two charms. It was supposed to be three because I remember saving to Jinxie, but I never got his charm. But I got Brittany charm, and I got varsity charm. So yeah, I thought it was cool to say that it's Brit, So like yeah, and then BG. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, like always, have fun.